Ferociraptor. Femme Ferocity.
Hi, I'm Davey. You may not recognize me right now, because this is what I may have turned out to be. I have not always been known as David K. Davey. I remember back in year 11, I loved action movies. I loved James Bond. Oh my god, did I love James Bond. And when it came to the time when people were asking, you know, what do you want to be when you grow up? Decide. Well, it was clear to me at that stage, I wanted to work for the government. I wanted to be just like James Bond. So I studied maths, economics, law, geography, and by the end of year 11, I was far on my way to getting what I wanted. And I don't think I understood completely what that was, because I think in my mind I was going to be James Bond. So by the end of year 11, I was well on my way. But what happened? What stopped me and sent me down a completely different path? Well, I discovered art. And I don't mean art in one sense, I mean art in all senses. As I watched movies and my palette expanded and I discovered new artists and new ways of expressing yourself, I realised that it wasn't just James Bond movies. It was not even the genre, it wasn't even the medium, it was all art that fascinated me, you know, and I realised I didn't want to be James Bond. I wanted to be the person behind the camera, the person who moved you like James Bond moved me, you know, or like the Wachowski brothers, or like so many people, you know, and it's just, I realised that this was not just a hobby, this was an obsession. So I made that decision. I made that decision to turn my obsession for art from a hobby into a career. And I gave up any hope of stability. So I still wonder, though, if I hadn't done that and I had continued down that path, who would have I ended up being? Who would a David James Kemp been? I would have never discovered the simple joys of makeup or painting or even nail polish. Would my love of making music ever have developed? Would have I worked harder? Would have I been left wondering, am I happy? Would I had more addictions? Would have I had less addictions? Would I be less emotional? Would have I even thought about body modification at all? Would have I wasted less time? Would have I earned more money? My mum's maiden name was Davey. I liked it so much that I began signing off all my art with it. I even had it legally changed. So without art, there would have been no David K. Davey. The human race has theorized for centuries about multiple universes. Me, I'm not so sure about that. But I can't help but wonder, as I sit here, dressed as David Kemp, is there a David Kemp dressed as me out there, wondering somewhere? What if